Right, it's Joe again. How are you doing? Apologies for the delay. I've had a bit of a cold this last week, so you probably hear it in my voice a bit. I'm going to talk about fear. Fear, well, maybe everyone's quite familiar with fear. You know about the 3 F's to do with fear, don't you? You know, when you get a fear response, you get your adrenaline up. You get the 3 F's. Fight or flight or freeze. So that's one of the normal responses to fear. And fear, like all emotions, we've talked about before, all emotions, there's no bad ones. They're all perfectly fine, and they're all just energy that's trying to give you some information. Maybe there's some actual, real, present danger, in which case it's a very good idea to pay attention to what's going on inside your body and choose to fight or flight or freeze. I mean, freeze seems a bit of a daft choice, doesn't it? But think of it as an adaptive strategy from way back when an animal, if it just was to stay completely still, you might have seen it in animals even now. If an animal stays completely still, the predator might not even see it. So it may well survive. So not bad in that strategy. And people have survived in battlefields by pretending to be dead. That kind of stuff. Fear. What do you know about fear? How do you notice fear in your body? I've met people who don't even know they're fearful. Sometimes I've met people who think they're constantly hungry. And sometimes, so exactly the fact that they feel hungry is a similar feeling to fear. So it's code words for fear: anxious or a little bit nervous. There's no fear. You can tell what someone's relationship is with the word fear even by, do they call it fear or do they call it something a little bit watered down? So, what do you notice in your body? Butterfly feelings. You might be feeling a bit swirly in your stomach. You might have difficulty with digestion. It might feel a lot like, and it does feel a lot like, you might need to go and munch on some food. And in fact, it's one of the things people do to avoid feeling fear. They try and squash it down in some way, like some comfort food. Eat something warm, maybe not even that wholesome, but might have some kind of element of comfort from the past for them. One of my comfort foods in the old days would have been hot chips. Pan of hot chips. Big roast dinners. So it's really important to notice what's going on in your body all the time, because your body is telling you what's really going on. Like if you're feeling fear and there's nothing obvious going on, you might want to be asking yourself, well, what's happening? What's happening? What am I scared about? Because there's nothing that, most fears are absorbed from other people. There's only a couple of biggies that you're hardwired with when you're born. Makes sense actually this way. If you're a baby, you're going to be scared of being dropped from a height. That's a pretty sensible fear to have. And you're going to be scared of loud noises. So all the other little phobias and bits and pieces people are scared of, they learn that from somebody else. Like if you have a parent who's really scared of spiders, they'll communicate that to a young one growing up in the way that they carry on, like when there's a spider around, So the little kid gets to interpret, oh, that's what you're meant to do around a spider. Well, it's just a spider, actually. What else? What does fear do for you? Well, actually, even though it might not feel awfully brilliant, it's doing a good job to try and keep you safe. That's what it's really trying to do. So fear is trying to keep you safe, but one of the downsides of it, it'll stop you taking risks, won't it? It'll stop you taking risks. So if this is you in your life right now, and this fear there, and then how many years have you got left between the end of your lifetime and now in the end of your lifetime? So there's you lying on your deathbed, my little matchstick man, lying on your deathbed. What needs to happen between now and then? And what is it that's fear? Fear is going to be the big thing that's going to keep you away from. Have you got some dreams? Have you got some hopes for your life or for the world or for your family that your fear is keeping you away from? If so, how are you going to feel about it at this time when you're on your deathbed, looking back over these 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years of not acting and not moving beyond the fear? So the thing is, it's not about dismissing the fear, it's not about, trying to pretend it's not there, it's about acknowledging the fear and really feeling what's going on and checking out, is it a real fear? Like, would it be sensible to jump out of an airplane without a parachute or without some significant amount of training and a parachute? No, it wouldn't be such a smart idea. So that's a sensible fear, it's going to keep you alive. Would it be sensible to step out in front of heavy traffic that's moving quickly? No, it wouldn't be sensible. So you pay attention to your body and you don't do that. But what is it? What's the thing in you? We've talked about before that thing our friend David Collins talks about, Kokorozashi, that life purpose, that thing inside yourself. That's the point of you being on this planet. Like, what's that? If you don't know what it is, maybe the point now is for you to find out exactly what that is, and then find out what the fear is keeping you away from bringing to the world, which is your gifts. So your gifts is what the world needs. And if you don't know what they are, time to start finding out about them. Because everybody, all of us, we need everybody's gifts. So if you're not going to deliver them, we all lose out. So if you're scared, some of the physical symptoms might go. You might get a sore throat. You might talked about the indigestion thing. You might need to go to the toilet, and people need to go and have wee breaks all the time when they get really nervous. You might not be able to speak. Have you noticed sometimes when people get really scared if they've got to do some public speaking? That's one of the biggies on the fear scale. Like, public speaking is right up there, and death's right up there as well. But I've got a feeling that even though it seems kind of obvious that death would be a thing to be scared of, this is over here. This is death. There you go. But that's what they say. And I've got a feeling that that's not quite true, actually. I think what's the most true and what's the most people are scared of is actually being fully alive and bringing all of their gifts. Like, not going in the box with all these presents unwrapped. I think that's the biggest fear. Like, the biggest fear is to be fully alive. Like, what's stopping you from being fully alive? Who's stopping you from being fully alive? Nobody other than yourself. Find out about what you need to do to get more and more in a relationship with yourself. Find out what it's going to take to step through the fear in a good and healthy way. Get whatever support you need to do. Do some workshops, do some personal growth, wherever you find it. Whatever calls to you, whatever feels like a good thing for you, give it a crack. What have you got to lose? You've got all these gifts to lose, that's what you've got to lose. And who else will benefit? Well, everybody that's in your world. Your family, your kids, your grandkids, your friends, your communities. Who's going to pay the price if you don't? Start bringing your gifts. Everybody is. We're all going to miss out. So is the price worth it? Is the price worth it for not stepping beyond some fear that's holding you back? I don't think it's worth it. So when's a good time? Now's a good time. Anything else you would need to say about fear? Oh, we've got another workshop coming up soon. I don't know if you can say that down the bottom. turninganewleaf.com.au. That's my workshop in Perth here. You can contact me through that, and you can contact me through the Foundation Recovery website and YouTube page. We'll get this up soon, and hopefully we'll see you around. We'll be back next week with another little talk. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.